Mjolnir. Mjolnir is arguably the most well-known weapon of Thor Odinson, which you've probably seen him wield numerous times in movies and other Marvel media. The hammer was created from the Asgardian metal known as Uru, one of the strongest materials in all of Marvel with the unique ability to be imbued with powerful magic. The hammer was forged by King Atri and his dwarves in Nidavellir, and was commissioned by Odin himself to be used during Odin's conquest of the Nine Realms. In the MCU, we never actually see the hammer being forged, but in the comics, the creation of Mjolnir was a massive cosmic event. The forging sent shockwaves across space and caused meteors to crash into nearby planets, including Midgard, also known as Earth. On some Earths in the multiverse, these impacts are even said to have caused the extinction of the dinosaurs. During Odin's conquest of the realms, his firstborn daughter, Hela, was the original wielder of Mjolnir and fought alongside him in battle. However, after trying to overthrow Odin, she was imprisoned in Hell, and thousands of years later, the hammer was passed down to Odin's son, Thor. The powers of Mjolnir are absolutely insane. The hammer can be thrown at incredible speeds while remaining completely under its wielder's control, always returning to their hand. When it strikes most enemies, it can completely demolish them in a single hit. Thor can also hold onto the hammer while it flies to travel through the air, or spin it at incredible speeds to create a powerful shield. Mjolnir also grants its wielder control over storms and lightning. Thor can summon devastating lightning strikes capable of destroying entire areas or channel them into massive storms that wipe out everything in their path. The hammer is also enchanted by Odin himself with a spell that allows only those who are worthy to lift it. No matter how physically strong someone is, they cannot move Mjolnir unless they are worthy. Thor even used this enchantment as a weapon, trapping both Loki and the Hulk beneath the hammer, leaving them completely unable to move it. Eventually, Mjolnir meets its end when Hela returns from her imprisonment. She catches the hammer mid-flight with one hand and effortlessly crushes it into pieces. Stormbreaker. Stormbreaker became Thor's second primary weapon after Hela crushed Mjolnir into pieces upon returning from Hell. After losing his hammer, Thor travels to Nidavellir and meets King Eitri, where he learns that Thanos had slaughtered all of the dwarves after forcing Eitri to forge the Infinity Gauntlet. Seeking revenge, Eitri sets out to forge Stormbreaker, designing it to become the most powerful Asgardian weapon ever created. Like Mjolnir, Stormbreaker is forged from Uru and is created in the heart of the Dying Star in Nidavellir. However, during its construction, the weapon is left without a handle until Groot sacrifices his own arm, which is then used to complete the axe. The first time we see Thor wield Stormbreaker is during the Battle of Wakanda, where he uses one of its greatest abilities, the power to summon the Bifrost, allowing him, Groot, and Rocket to instantly teleport onto the battlefield. From that moment on, Thor shows exactly why Stormbreaker is one of the strongest weapons in the entire MCU. Just like Mjolnir, Stormbreaker can be thrown at incredible speeds, fully controlled by its wielder, and instantly called back to their hand. Thor can also use it to fly through the air while channeling his God of Thunder powers, unleashing some of the most devastating lightning attacks we've ever seen. But its most impressive feat comes at the climax of the battle, when Thor hurls Stormbreaker straight through a blast powered by 5 Infinity Stones without slowing down, striking Thanos directly in the chest. He came within inches of killing the Mad Titan right then and there, if he had just gone for the head. Cracked Mjolnir. After Odin's death, Hela returns and crushes Mjolnir into pieces, destroying Thor's most powerful weapon, but the hammer wasn't gone forever. Years later, the broken hammer calls out to Jane Foster, who has been diagnosed with terminal cancer and is deemed worthy to wield it. As Jane approaches, the shattered fragments begin pulling themselves back together, hovering in place and reforming into a cracked version of Mjolnir. The moment she grasps the hammer, Jane transforms into the mighty Thor, gaining a full set of Asgardian armor, immense godlike powers, and a temporary cure for her illness while she remains transformed. Unlike the original hammer, this version is held together only by magic, leaving visible cracks running across its surface. Those cracks also grant Mjolnir a brand new ability. The hammer can split apart into dozens of individual fragments, sending them flying toward multiple enemies at once before instantly reforming back into a single weapon in Jane's hand. After Jane ultimately sacrifices herself and dies, Mjolnir returns to Thor. He later passes Stormbreaker onto his adoptive daughter, Love, once again making Mjolnir his primary weapon. Jarnbjorn. In the comics, before Thor was deemed worthy to wield Mjolnir, he secretly snuck into Asgard's weapon vault and claimed Jarnbjorn, a massive battle axe forged from Asgardian metal that was originally created for Runa, one of Odin's most trusted Valkyries. Thor would eventually use the axe in battle against the mutant apocalypse, but after being badly defeated, he realized the weapon wasn't powerful enough. To change that, Thor used powerful magic to fuse his own godhood-infused blood into Jarnbjorn, permanently enchanting the axe and giving it the incredible ability to cut through almost every material in the Marvel Universe, including vibranium, adamantium, and even the armor of the Celestials. That final ability would prove especially useful when the Celestial known as Exitar arrived on Earth to destroy the planet. To save Midgard, Thor flew directly toward the giant Celestial and, with a single swing of Jarnbjorn, sliced clean through its neck, killing one of the most powerful beings in the universe in a single strike. That moment perfectly demonstrated both Thor's incredible power and just how absurdly overpowered Jarnbjorn was, which is probably one of the reasons it has never appeared in the MCU. Ultimate Mjolnir. The Ultimate Mjolnir comes from the Ultimate Universe and, unlike its mainstream counterpart, isn't an enchanted Asgardian hammer. Instead, it is a highly advanced weapon developed by the European Defense Initiative as part of a program designed to combat superpowered beings. The hammer is eventually given to Thor, who in this universe is believed to be an ordinary Norwegian man claiming to be the reincarnation of the Norse god of thunder. The weapon is linked to a specially designed combat suit that grants Thor superhuman strength and durability. It also gives him several advanced abilities, including flight, the power to manipulate weather, and even the ability to teleport anywhere on Earth using highly advanced fourth-dimensional technology. Thor uses this technological version of Mjolnir for years, proving himself as one of the world's greatest heroes. Eventually, Odin deems Thor truly worthy, restores his divine powers, and grants him the real enchanted Mjolnir, allowing him to wield the genuine weapon of the god of thunder once again. Unworthy Mjolnir. The Unworthy Mjolnir comes from another reality where the entire universe is dark and inverted, turning nearly every hero into an evil version of themselves. Instead of becoming Earth's mightiest heroes, the Avengers conquer the planet and rule over it as ruthless dictators, becoming known as the tyrannical Avengers. Because of this, Odin's enchantment on Mjolnir is also reversed. Instead of allowing only the worthy to lift the hammer, this version can only be wielded by those who are unworthy. Its wielder is Thor, a merciless and arrogant version of the god of thunder who rules through fear and once even killed a crowd of innocent people simply because they refused to bow before him. In terms of power, the hammer is almost identical to the original Mjolnir, possessing the same incredible strength, lightning abilities, and enchantments, only with the worthiness spell completely inverted. During a battle between the Tyrant Avengers and the original Avengers, the main universe Thor loses his worthiness and is no longer able to lift his own Mjolnir. During the battle, he discovers the unworthy Mjolnir abandoned on the battlefield and, because he is now considered unworthy, is able to wield it for a short period of time. Symbiote Mjolnir. During a crossover storyline, the Asgardian demon Darkoth becomes possessed by a violent rogue symbiote, and together the two launch a full-scale attack on Asgard. When the symbiote later encounters Thor and Mjolnir, it creates its own version of the hammer by combining its alien biology with promethium, a magical demonic metal. The result is a dark red, corrupted copy of Mjolnir, complete with a massive metal spike on top and glowing crimson cracks running across its surface. Instead of summoning lightning, this hammer unleashes devastating crimson hellfire beams fueled by demonic energy. The promethium it is forged from also possesses powerful anti-Asgardian properties. When the corrupted hammer clashes with Mjolnir, it is actually able to crack the enchanted weapon, causing Mjolnir to literally bleed across the battlefield. With Mjolnir damaged and Darkoth growing stronger, Thor is forced to team up with Venom, with the symbiote bonding with Thor and transforming the two into the entity known as the God in Black. Venom covers the cracked hammer in living black symbiote matter, sealing its wounds and creating an entirely black version of Mjolnir. Armed with their upgraded weapon, Thor and Venom are eventually able to overpower Darkoth and destroy the rogue symbiote. Ultimate Cosmic Mjolnir. Thousands of years into the future, Thor succeeds his father Odin and rises to the throne of Asgard, becoming the new All-Father and inheriting the power of the Odin Force. But shortly afterward, Galactus arrives on Asgard and warns Thor about a devastating threat known as the Black Winter, which is supposedly heading toward Asgard to destroy it. Thor and Galactus form an uneasy alliance, and Thor realizes that the only way to stop the Black Winter is to temporarily become Galactus's herald. Doing so infuses Thor with the power cosmic, transforming him into the Herald of Thunder. This completely transforms Mjolnir, causing it to glow with brilliant blue cosmic energy and making it far more powerful than ever before, instantly turning it into arguably the strongest version of Mjolnir in Marvel Comics. But Thor eventually discovers that Galactus had been lying to him the entire time. Enraged by the deception, Thor turns on Galactus and uses his newly empowered Mjolnir to completely overpower him, sending the Devourer of Worlds crashing to the ground with a single swing. He then unleashes a devastating barrage of cosmic lightning before combining the power cosmic with the Odin force to drain Galactus of his entire life force, killing him instantly. Thor then mounts Galactus's giant helmet at the entrance of the Bifrost Bridge as a warning to anyone who would ever try to deceive him again. Thanks for watching. Let me know which of Thor's hammers is your favorite down in the comments section below, and take care.